Mariner Books and HarperAudio present Clint, The Man and the Movies by Shawn Levy. Read by Mike Chamberlain. A note before we begin. Don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider. It contains a list of sources from the book. To Shannon, for her patience. To Paula, for her pluck. To Paloma, for her promise. Introduction. A cool gaze. He can speak with his director and fellow cast members only in gestures, facial expressions, scant broken English. Wearing clothes and cowboy gear he brought with him from back home, he's stuck atop a mule and is coated with several days of stubble and sweat and attitude. He has no entourage or plush accommodations or even a dressing room. The broiling sun, the swirling dust, the blasted landscape, the gibbering crew, the foul cigarillo in his teeth, the nagging suspicion that he's involved in something crazy. Of course he's going to squint. In a sense, at age 34, he's finally doing what he's always wanted to, starring in a film of his own choosing without the approval of Hollywood pencil pushers. He knows that his part was offered to several more bankable actors and that they all passed on it. And he knows that he was a last-minute choice, and a cheap one at that, $15,000 flat. There's little glory here. But it got him to Europe, or this forsaken bit of southern Spain anyhow. And if it turns out to be as lousy as the pictures he made before he became a TV star, he can sleep comfortably in the assurance that nobody back home will ever see it. Still, on the outside chance they might, he's been doing his damnedest to make it hard for anyone to remember anything his character says, and maybe even his name. At the director's command, azione, he'd learned that much. He presses his heels into the mule's flanks, loosens the reins, and rides forward into the unknown. What the hell? C-L-I-N-T. In that short, sharp syllable, there is an emblem of American manhood and morality and sheer bloody-minded will, for better and worse, on screen and off screen, for more than 60 years. Whether he's holding a pistol, an orangutan, or a boxing glove, whether he's staring down bad guys on a western street, Old West or New, no matter, or peering through the lens of a camera on yet another film set, he is as blunt, curt, and solid as his name, a star of the old-school stripe, and one of the most prolific and accomplished directors of his time, a man of rock and iron and brute force. Clint. It fits him. No Hollywood figure has so complexly represented the cultural and political climates of contemporary America as Clint Eastwood. At age 95, he has lived a tumultuous century and embodied much of his time and many of its contradictions. He is an inkblot in whom we see a variety of opposing ideas at once, or one whole idea at one moment from one angle, and the converse notion at the next from another. He is a genuine box-office superstar, tall and lean and handsome, with a glint in his eye, often of malice, but often, too, of wit, and a record of hit films spanning more than 5 decades. He is a prolific, popular, and admired director, whose dozens of films have earned billions of dollars and won 13 Oscars out of 35 total nominations, including 2 for Best Picture. And he's a marvel of physical endurance and dogged work ethic. Into his 90s, he could still be found not only behind the camera, but in front of it, directing and or starring in a film in both 2021 and 2024. He's old enough and deserving enough and chiseled enough to be on Hollywood's Mount Rushmore, and it's a fair bet he could serve as contractor on the job and get in a couple of swings of a hammer. In the popular mind, in the most common image of him, he is gruff, flinty, squint-eyed, stoic, even sadistic, prone to slow burns and violent outbursts, a vessel of privilege and patriarchy. An old guard
Sample complete. Ready to continue?